Let's get right into the first of my 3 favorite ways to prepare ribs for grilling holidays. And what I love about this one is that it gets ribs done and tender in like an hour, man. And that includes the time it takes to light the grill and get the charcoals ready. So the first thing you want to do is rinse and dry your ribs, of course. Trim up any hanging pieces that you need to. Then you want to go ahead and flip them over, and we're just going to take a knife and score that membrane. We're not going to take it off because we're going to be cooking these directly over the coals. Now the next step is very important because it is the key to getting these ribs tender so fast, and it's called a velveting brine. It's basically baking soda and water. Works in 30 minutes, and really there's no point in going any further than that because the studies have shown that it maximizes its results in 30 minutes. So while the ribs are in the brine, you want to go ahead and get your grill set up. You want to light a full chimney of coals, pour them out on that charcoal grate, and spread them out evenly because we're going to be cooking directly over the coals this time. Now this is not something that you can walk away from like low and slow ribs. You want to stay close to the grill because they are directly over the coals, so you're going to need to keep turning them. Now keep in mind that even though we're going to be taking these up to 200 degrees, just like low and slow cooking, you're not going to have ribs that are falling off the bone. They're very tender in this amount of time. You're going to be amazed at how tender they can get that fast. Let's move on to the second of my 3 favorite ways to prepare ribs. And remember, I have videos already up on the channel showing all 3 of these methods, and I will have links to all 3 of those in the description. But my second most favorite way is low and slow, just like we do traditional ribs, but seasoning them like wings. I'm using the minion method. You've seen me do that if you're a regular watcher of the channel. Even though I'm going to be tossing these like wings, you still want to put some seasoning on them. So just grab your favorite rib and put a light layer on both sides, and then put them on the grill and just start smoking them like you normally would. I usually check on my ribs about once an hour, once every couple of hours or something like that, once they start getting close, you know. Now when I'm doing low and slow, for the first 3 hours I don't really check on them much at all. After that I'll start checking a little more often. So once the ribs get to about 200 degrees or so and they're probing tender with my instant read, I go ahead and take them off, sit them on the counter inside, let them rest, and then I just slice them up into individual ribs. And then I just toss them in some of my favorite flavors. Last time I did it, I did some buffalo wing flavored ribs, and they were off the chain. My third and final most favorite way to do ribs is country style ribs. Now country style ribs aren't really ribs at all technically, but they probably have more meat on them than baby back ribs or St. Louis style ribs, and I just love the flavor of them. The method is pretty much just like any other low and slow cook with ribs, man. You season them up with your favorite rubs, put them out there directly on the grates. Indirect cooking with a low and slow setup like the minion method or the snake method. Just gotta let them go. Let them go, let them go, let them go, let them smoke. Around 165 or something like that. Put them in a pan. This is where it gets different with country style ribs. Country style ribs, you want to finish them in a pan with some kind of liquid, covered tightly with foil. You want to get some steam action going on. There's lots of options as far as what kind of liquid you want to go with. You can use a beef broth or something like that. I always like some barbecue sauce on country style ribs, but this liquid, whatever you choose, needs to be kind of thin because it needs to fill about halfway up the side of that country style ribs. So what I did the last time I did them was I mixed barbecue sauce with orange juice, and then I poured that in the pan. Put my foil over the top of it nice and tight, and then put it back out there. Same old thing, just let it go like we do with ribs, man. Keep checking the temperature every now and then. We want to be somewhere around 200, 205 or something like that. Now the last time I did country style ribs, after I got them tender, I took them back out there, took them out of the pan, and then I put them on the grill directly over the coals just to get a little char, a little color on them. Really, really set it off, man. But that's it. Those are my 3 favorite ways to do ribs on grilling holidays or anytime. Weekends, fall, I love to be out here. It's just, these are 3 great options that work great for lots of different situations, especially the hot and fast. All right, y'all, I hope that helped, and I'll see you next time on Run on the Grill.